Today, we're going to tell you 3 stories about mouse deer.
Wait a minute. Did you say mouse deer?
That's right.
I never heard of a mouse deer. Did you?
Not me. And what is she? A mouse?
No.
A deer?
No.
Hey, are you trying to trick us?
No, she's a real animal.
Yeah? Then how big is she?
About as big as a cat.
And where does she live?
In the jungles of Asia and Africa.
And what does she look like?
Her legs and tail look like a deer,
All right.
but her face and her body look like a mouse.
You're tricking us.
It's true. That's why she's called mouse deer.
Well, maybe we believe you.
Tell us some more.
Mouse deer eats only plants, but lots of animals like to eat mouse deer. To stay alive, she has to be quick and smart. She also has to be tricky, just like Brer Rabbit and Anansi, the Spider-Man from Africa. Mouse deer even plays some of the same tricks.
You know what I think? I think you're the tricky one.
Me too.
That's right.
No, I'm not. There are lots of stories about mouse deer.
Yeah, and I bet you want us to believe they're true.
Of course they are. All stories are true, even if they didn't happen.
Huh?
Huh?
Oh, and mouse deer has her own song, too. You can help me sing it. Here's how it goes. I'm quick and smart as I can be. Try and try, but you can't catch me. There, now you try it. I'm quick and smart.
As I can be.
Try and try.
But you can't catch me.
Good. Now we're ready to go.
In our first story, Mouse Deer meets one of her most dangerous enemies. The story is called
Mouse Deer.
And
Tiger.
Ready to sing? I'm quick and smart as I can be. Try and try, but you can't catch me.
Mouse Deer sang her song as she walked through the forest.
She was looking for tasty fruits and roots and shoots.
Though she was small, she was not afraid. She knew that many big animals wanted to eat her.
But first, they had to catch her.
Then she heard something.
Roar! There was Tiger.
Mouse dear, I was just getting hungry. Now you can be my lunch.
Mouse deer didn't want to be lunch. She looked around and thought fast.
She saw a mud puddle.
I'm sorry, Tiger. I can't be your lunch. The king has ordered me to guard his pudding.
His pudding?
Yes, and there it is.
Mouse Deer pointed to the mud puddle.
It has the best taste in the world. The king doesn't want anyone else to eat it.
Tiger looked longingly at the puddle.
I would like to taste the king's pudding.
Oh no, Tiger. The king would be very angry.
Oh, just one little taste, Mouse dear. The king will never know.
Well, all right, Tiger. But first, let me run far away so no one will blame me.
All right, Mouse dear, you can go now.
Mouse deer ran quickly out of sight.
Imagine the king's pudding.
And he took a big mouthful and spit it right back out.
That's no pudding. That's mud.
Tiger ran through the forest.
He caught up with Mouse deer.
Mouse dear, you tricked me once, but now you will be my lunch.
Mouse deer looked around and thought fast.
She saw a wasp's nest in a tree.
I'm sorry, Tiger. I can't be your lunch. The king has ordered me to guard his drum.
His drum?
Yes, and there it is.
Mouse Deer pointed to the wasp nest.
It has the best sound in the world. The king doesn't want anyone else to hit it.
I would like to hit the king's drum.
Oh, no, Tiger. The king would be very angry.
Just one little hit, Mouse Deer. The king will never know.
Well, all right, Tiger. But first, let me run far away so no one will blame me.
All right, Mouse Deer, you can go now.
Mouse Deer ran quickly out of sight.
Imagine the king's drum.
You reached up and hit it.
Pow! The wasps all flew out. They started to sting Tiger.
Ow! Ow! That's no drum! That's a wasp nest!
Tiger ran away, but the wasp only followed him.
Ow! Ow!
Tiger came to a stream. He jumped in, splash, and stayed underwater as long as he could.
At last, the wasps went away.
And Tiger jumped out.
Roar!
He ran through the forest till he found Mouse Deer.
Mouse Deer, you tricked me once, you tricked me twice, but now you will be my lunch.
Mouse Deer looked around and thought fast.
She saw a cobra. The giant snake was coiled asleep on the ground.
I'm sorry, Tiger. I can't be your lunch. The king has ordered me to guard his belt.
His belt?
Yes, and there it is.
Mouse Deer pointed to the cobra.
It's the best belt in the world. The king doesn't want anyone else to wear it.
I would like to wear the king's belt.
Oh, no, Tiger. The king would be very angry.
Just for one moment, Mouse Deer. The king will never know.
Well, all right, Tiger. But first, let me run far away so no one will blame me.
All right, Mouse Deer, you can go now.
Mouse Deer ran quickly out of sight.
Imagine the king's belt.
He started to wrap it around himself. The cobra woke up.
It didn't wait for Tiger to finish wrapping.
It wrapped itself around Tiger.
Then it squeezed him and bit him.
Ow! This is no belt! This is a cobra! Help! Mouse Deer, help!
But Mouse Deer was far away.
And as she went, she sang her song.
I'm quick and smart as I can be. Try and try, but you can't catch me.
In our second story, Mouse Deer meets another one of her most dangerous enemies. This story is called
Mouse Deer
and
Crocodile.
One day, Mouse Deer went down to the river.
She wanted to take a drink.
But she knew Crocodile might be waiting underwater to eat her.
Mouse Deer had an idea. She said out loud,
I wonder if the water is warm. I'll put in my leg and find out.
Wait a minute. Stop the story. Mouse Deer said she put in her leg?
What a dumb idea!
I thought Mouse Deer was supposed to be smart.
But Mouse Deer didn't put in her leg. Instead, she picked up a stick with her mouth and put in one end.
Chomp!
Crocodile grabbed the stick and pulled it underwater.
Mouse Deer laughed.
Silly Crocodile. Don't you know a stick from a leg?
And she ran off to drink somewhere else.
Another day, Mouse Deer went back to the river.
All she saw there was a floating log.
But she knew Crocodile looked like a log when he floated.
Mouse Deer had an idea. She said out loud,
If that log is really Crocodile, it won't talk. But if it's really just a log, it will tell me.
"Oh, hold everything." Mouse Deer said Crocodile would be quiet, but a log would say something.
That's really dumb.
It sure is.
But then Mouse Deer listened.
A rough voice said,
I'm really just a log.
Mouse Deer laughed.
Silly Crocodile. Do you think a log can talk?
And off she ran again.
Another day, Mouse Deer wanted to cross the river.
she wanted to eat tasty roots and fruits and shoots on the other side.
But she didn't want Crocodile to eat her first.
Mouse Deer had an idea. She called out,
Crocodile!
I don't believe this.
Mouse Deer called for Crocodile.
How dumb can she get?
But then Crocodile rose from the water.
Hello, Mouse Deer. Have you come to be my breakfast?
Not today, Crocodile. I have orders from the king. He wants me to count all the crocodiles.
The king? Tell us what to do.
You must line up from this side of the river to the other side.
Crocodile got all his friends and family. They lined up across the river.
Mouse Deer jumped onto Crocodile's back.
1,
She jumped onto the next crocodile.
2,
And the next.
3.
Mouse Deer kept jumping till she jumped off.
On the other side of the river.
And how many are there?
Just enough, and all silly.
And then she went off singing her song.
I'm quick and smart as I can be. Try and try, but you can't catch me.
In our last story, Mouse Deer meets her most dangerous enemy of all. Can you guess who it is?
Cobra.
No.
Lion.
No.
Tyrannosaur.
No. This one is called
Mouse Deer.
and
Farmer.
Huh? Mouse Deer loved to eat the fruits and roots and shoots of the forest, but she loved something else even more.
She loved the vegetables in Farmer's garden.
One day, Mouse Deer went to the edge of the forest.
She looked out at row after row of vegetables.
Juicy cucumbers. Yummy yams.
She started into the garden.
Snap! Her leg was caught in a snare.
Mouse Deer pulled and pulled.
But she could not get away.
No, Farmer will have me for dinner.
Then she saw Farmer coming. Mouse Deer thought fast.
She lay on the ground and made her body stiff.
Well, well, look what I caught. A mouse deer. Oh, but she looks dead.
Farmer pushed her with his foot.
Mouse Deer didn't move.
Maybe she's been dead a long time. I guess we can't eat her.
He pulled Mouse Deer's leg out of the snare. Then he tossed Mouse Deer back into the forest.
Mouse Deer landed with a soft plop. Then she jumped up and ran.
Hey, you tricked me!
Mouse Deer laughed. Farmer is smart, but Mouse Deer is smarter.
A few days passed. Mouse Deer kept thinking about all those vegetables.
One day, she went back to the edge of the forest.
Tasty gourds. Scrumptious sweet potatoes.
Then she saw something new.
It looked like a man, but its head was a coconut and its body was rubber.
A scarecrow. That silly farmer. Does he think he can scare me with that? I'll show him how scared I am.
Mouse Deer marched up to the Scarecrow. She gave it a big kick.
Take this.
But her leg stuck to the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow was covered with sticky sap from a rubber tree.
Let me go.
She pulled and she pulled, then she pushed with her other front leg.
But that leg stuck too.
Turn me loose.
She pulled and she pulled. Then she pushed with her two back legs.
They stuck too.
Let me down.
She pulled and she pushed and she pulled and she pushed.
But Mouse Deer was trapped.
Then she saw Farmer. Mouse Deer thought fast.
But she didn't have any ideas.
Well, well. How nice of you to come back.
He pulled Mouse Deer off the Scarecrow and carried her to the house.
He put him outside in an empty chicken coop.
Well, I'll keep you here tonight, and tomorrow you'll be our dinner.
All that night, Mouse Deer couldn't sleep. She didn't want to be dinner.
When the sun rose, Mouse Deer just lay there sadly. Then she heard something.
Ruff, ruff, ruff. Why, it's Mouse Deer. So, Farmer caught you at last.
It was Farmer's dog.
Mouse Deer thought fast.
What do you mean, dog? Farmer didn't catch me.
Then why are you in the coop?
Because there aren't enough beds in the house. You see, Farmer is holding a big feast tomorrow, and I am the guest of honor.
Guest of honor? That's not fair. I've been his loyal friend for years, and you're just a thief. The guest of honor should be me.
You know, dog, you're right. Why don't you take my place? When Farmer sees you in here, he'll make you the guest of honor instead.
Really? You don't mind?
Not at all. You deserve it.
Oh, Mouse Deer, you're not so bad after all. Thank you.
Dog lifted the latch and opened the door.
You're welcome, dog. Enjoy the feast.
Mouse Deer ran for the forest. Then she watched from the forest edge.
She saw Farmer come out and stare at the dog.
Then she heard Farmer yell.
You stupid dog! You let the Mouse Deer get away!
Mouse Deer laughed.
Farmer will have to find a different dinner now.
Then she went off, singing her song.
I'm quick and smart as I can be. Try and try, but you can't catch me.
And there they are, 3 stories about Mouse Deer. Now do you believe in her?
I guess so.
Hey, who are you?
Hi, Mouse dear. We're narrators. We help tell the stories.
That's right.
Help tell? Hey, are you trying to trick me?
No.
Well, that's good. And you know why? I'm quick and smart as I can be. Try and try, but you can't catch me. Bye now.
Huh?